Every generation has its dreamers, innovators who believe they can change the way we live, work, and communicate. In the past decade, no industry has captured the imagination of investors and founders more than technology. The heart of this revolution was a simple, irresistible idea. What if creating software was as easy as ordering a pizza? This was the promise of Builder.ai, a company that claimed to democratize development. That told the world it could automate the creation of apps with artificial intelligence. At its height, Builder.ai raised hundreds of millions.
You've just done a fundraise.
Yes.
Tell us from this region why you came to Qatar for money and how much indeed you've been raising.
Our total round was 250 million.
It was hailed as a unicorn, worth more than $1 billion. But behind the hype, customers and employees told a different story. Delays, hidden costs, broken promises. This is the story of ambition, hype, and the unforgiving reality of technology. This is the rise and fall of Builder.ai. For decades, software development was locked behind walls of complexity. If you wanted to build an app, you needed money. You needed engineers fluent in programming languages most people had never even heard of. By the mid-2000s, that barrier began to crack. A wave of platforms promised to make development easier. They carried names like Bubble, Glide, and Adalo. This was the no-code revolution. It suggested that software creation could be as simple as dragging blocks, connecting features, and hitting publish. The timing couldn't have been better. Around the world, a new generation of entrepreneurs was hungry to launch apps, taxi apps, food delivery apps, marketplaces. The gold rush of the app economy was in full swing. Into this fertile landscape, Builder.ai was born. Builder.ai was founded in 2016 by Sachin Dev Dougal. An entrepreneur with a flair for marketing, he called himself the Chief Wizard.
Yeah, my name is Sachin Dev Dougal. I'm the Chief Wizard at Builder.ai.
His mission was grand, to make software development available to everyone, not just those with deep pockets or coding skills. The pitch was simple, but seductive. Choose the kind of app you want, pick from a menu of features. And Builder.ai's system, powered, they claimed, by artificial intelligence, would assemble your app faster and cheaper than traditional development teams. Investors loved it. The company raised millions in early funding. And soon, Builder.ai was touted as a Shopify for apps. Headlines praised its bold vision.
SaaS startup Builder.ai recently raised $250 million in its Series D funding round led by Qatar Investment Authority. The round also saw participation from existing investors including Iconic Capital, Jungle Ventures and Insight Partners.
And Dougal, with his charisma, became the face of the no-code revolution. But while the front stage was dazzling, the backstage was far more complicated. Builder.ai's big selling point was automation. But behind the curtain, much of the work wasn't automated at all. Here's how the system really worked. Customers were offered templates: Uber for taxis, Deliveroo for food, Airbnb for rentals. Builder.ai promised to customize these quickly using its AI platform. But in practice, those templates were mostly empty shells. The heavy lifting came from real developers, many outsourced to low-cost labor markets. Builder.ai's platform wasn't truly no-code. It was a hybrid model. AI handled the project management interface, but humans were still doing the building. This wasn't unusual in startups. Many tech companies rely on Wizard of Oz tactics, where automation is faked until it's real. But the problem for Builder.ai was scale. As demand increased, the cracks in its illusion began to show. On paper, Builder.ai looked unstoppable. But listen to its customers and a different picture emerges. A London bakery owner said she paid thousands for a simple ordering app. Builder.ai promised delivery in 3 months. It took over a year. And, even then, the app barely functioned. A startup founder in Dubai reported a similar story. What began as a $20,000 estimate ballooned into $60,000, with hidden fees added at every stage. Online, reviews told the same tale. Delays, broken promises, half-finished apps. One review summed it up bluntly. Builder.ai sells you a dream and delivers a nightmare. For customers, the frustration was devastating. For Builder.ai, the damage to its reputation was only beginning. Despite complaints, investors kept pouring in. The global startup scene was awash with capital, and no-code combined with AI sounded irresistible. In 2019, Builder.ai raised $29 million. In 2020, another $63 million. By 2022, the company had raised more than $200 million. Its valuation soared past $1 billion. It was officially a unicorn. Sachin Duggal became a regular at conferences and media outlets. He spoke about the future of democratized development. He positioned Builder.ai as the solution for anyone with an idea but no technical skills. Investors saw the headlines and wanted in, but many failed to ask a critical question. Was Builder.ai's technology truly revolutionary, or just smoke and mirrors? While Builder.ai scaled, competitors quietly gained ground. Bubble allowed users to build web apps without touching code. Adalo specialized in mobile apps. Glide turned spreadsheets into working applications. These platforms were smaller, but they were transparent. Customers knew exactly what they were getting. No code tools they could control directly. Builder.ai, by contrast, promised more but delivered less. It wrapped traditional outsourcing in layers of AI branding. As the no-code ecosystem matured, customers began to notice the difference. And Builder.ai's promise of apps like pizza felt increasingly out of step with reality. By 2022, the hottest buzzword in tech was artificial intelligence. Every company rushed to rebrand themselves as AI first. Builder.ai leaned in hard. They introduced Natasha, an AI-powered assistant. Marketing suggested you could describe your app in plain English, and Natasha would instantly create it. But the reality was less magical. Natasha was largely a chatbot, funneling client requirements to human teams. The AI label worked wonders in media coverage. But for customers, the gap between promise and delivery grew wider. And in the unforgiving world of tech, reputations can shift overnight. By 2023, the cracks became impossible to ignore. Customer lawsuits piled up, refunds were demanded, and whispers of missed investor targets spread through the industry. Internally, employees reported long hours, high turnover, and constant pressure. The glamour of being a unicorn quickly gave way to burnout. Meanwhile, competitors continued to grow, fueled by real grassroots adoption. Builder.ai was stuck between hype and reality, and slowly its once bright image began to collapse. What can we learn from Builder.ai? First, that marketing can only go so far. Overselling technology creates short-term excitement but long-term distrust. Second, that AI is powerful, but it's not magic. It cannot replace the hard realities of software development overnight. And third, that transparency matters. Startups like Bubble or Glide earned loyalty because they were clear about what they could and couldn't do. Builder.ai, by contrast, sold dreams that reality couldn't match. In the end, it became another cautionary tale. Builder.ai began with an inspiring vision: to make software accessible to anyone, anywhere. But as it grew, hype outpaced reality. The AI wasn't as advanced as promised. The delivery wasn't as smooth as advertised. Today, Builder.ai's story reminds us of a universal truth in technology. Dreams can inspire, but without execution, even billion-dollar startups can crumble. And in the end, building trust is far harder than building an app. Thank you for watching Mindtrace 360. Until next time, take care and have a good one.